Hello everyone, my name is Ark and welcome back to another figure review. In today's video, we're going to be taking a look at the Demoniacal Fit, father and son. So, a couple months back, or last year technically, the San Diego Comic-Con exclusives were revealed, and it was the Son Gohan and Ghost Goku as part of the exclusives, which was a double pack, which is not common nowadays. And I didn't get it because it was way too expensive. It was $120, $130, I believe. So I just decided to pass on it because of how expensive it was. But this one is only $50. So I decided to get it. And from what I've heard, it's pretty good. And from what I've seen, it looks good. But let's find out and let's get them out and see what they come with. Alright, so here we have the father and son figures from Demoniacal Fit. These are my first Demoniacal Fit, or Demoniacal, however you want to pronounce it. These are my first two figures from these guys. So, just as a starting point, I'm going to put up some pictures comparing them to figures that sort of resemble these. I don't have this Gohan in any way, shape, or form, but I do have a Goku with this same body mold and everything. So, yeah, just look at those pictures and see how they compare to other iterations of these characters. So, starting off with Gohan, or the son. This is not Gohan, by the way. This is not Gohan for copyright reasons. So he looks pretty good. I like it. I like how they actually included the blood marks and everything. I kind of wish there was a little more everywhere else. But this figure is fine. There are some inconsistencies with the paint job and everything, which I have no issue with, especially for how much this was. But what it does decently well. One of the main factors of this figure, like one of the big strong points, is the sculpt of the hair. The hair sculpt does resemble Super Saiyan 2 Gohan. It is completely different from what the San Diego Comic-Con exclusive of last year was. And I'm happy about that because I did not like that very sort of soft looking Super Saiyan 2 hair sculpt. And I'm glad that the people over at Demoniacal Fit were able to actually recreate this hair sculpt pretty well. And it's not jarring either. Like, yeah, it has a gap here, but that is just to help you look up and move your head more freely. But it has a lot of spikes, and I really like that. I think it looks really good. And the shading that it has on the front. Sort of wish that they kept going more with the shading everywhere else, but it's fine. I don't really mind that. So in terms of aesthetic, he looks really good. I have no issue. One thing to note about mine, at least, is that some of the colors are a little faded compared to the actual bottom of the figure. These are, I'm pretty sure, painted purple because it was molded with the actual body. And these are just molded in purple and painted. I don't know. It's weird. But some of the colors don't match, which is fine. This figure does have some shininess to it on the arms and on the chest, not so much on the torso or the knees. Speaking of the knees, he does have some miscoloration. I don't know if it's going to be translated very well on camera, but the left knee is pretty well painted. The right knee is a little bit more faded. If I can get a good angle on it, I'll probably include a picture, but I think it's somewhat visible on the camera. Overall, I think he looks really good. Again, I have no issues with it, especially for what the price was. Everything else is pretty good. Now, for Goku, he's okay. I think the translucent look works pretty good, honestly. Like, so the articulation is not bad, which I will get into in a minute. It does have the the full power Super Saiyan Goku hair sculpt from what I noticed, and the faces are okay. The face is okay. I feel like it's just a little bit lost in the actual sculpt of the figure, but it's fine. I have no issue with it. Overall, I think it looks fine. It's just there's no like paint whatsoever. The one issue is the actual joints, like the elbows and even some for the knees and legs and everything like that. You can see them poking through because they're solid plastic. They're not translucent plastic. They're a solid color molded plastic, and that kind of sucks. But it really is just only noticeable on the elbow joints, which can be a little bit of an issue for some people, not for me though. So, now that we looked at their aesthetic and their looks and overall, now it's time for the articulation. For Gohan, going back to Gohan, with his head, I'm just trying to see if I can get a good focus on him. Great. The head, you can move it side to side pretty well, pretty much a 360-degree rotation, which is awesome. Going forward, can look down up about that far, can look up this far, which is great. That's a lot of range for looking up. Now, the way that this ball joint works is still a ball hinge, which I kind of don't really like because they could have just included a double ball peg here, but it works fine for what it is. You're mainly going to be using the neck joint for the articulation, so it'll help you move more overall. Butterfly joints are almost non-existent. They don't really move up at all, so I feel like that's an issue because they're there, but you can't really use them that much. 360-degree rotation on the arms. They have hinges, so you can T-pose pretty well with them. A little bit further than actual 180 degrees, so I like that. Bicep swivel. Mine's a little squeaky, so I'm probably going to have to apply some shock oil right here. So I finally got some. Going to probably have to apply that here. The elbows are not there. This is just the actual joint plastic. There's like nothing sculpted on. So the elbow is going to look a little off. But again, it's fine. Wrist swivel and move back and forth pretty much as any hand for what it seems demoniacal figures have been. The torso, you can break them apart like that. So he can move forward this far, like about that far. I can never get these angles right. And then move back this far if you're using pretty much the whole torso, which is fine. It looks good. You're going to get some gaps here and there, but that's fine. You can get a swivel, which again is super squeaky. And for the legs, you can kick forward about that far and kick backwards about this far. So it's fine. Splits almost non-existent. Because it is the 2.0 model figure type of thing that Tamashii uses, or at least a recreation of it. Knee joints don't look the greatest. It looks better than the actual elbow joints, but you won't get much range. And you won't get it all the way over here. You got your foot swivel with the boot. And you can rock it side to side a little bit, not too much. Forward, almost non-existent. Backwards, almost non-existent. And then you have your toe hinge, which it's fine, but I don't know why they added this. They didn't sculpt this. It was just a cube. So Gohan, pretty standard articulation. A little bit lacking in some areas from what I've seen, but it's fine nonetheless. Goku, you're gonna get the same articulation with this guy as any other 2.0 Goku from Tamashii, including the face pop-up. So it is a ball hinge, and the hinge is like, there's like no space for this hinge to move. So you can like move it side to side, down that much, up that much, which is great. But just to show it with the actual faces, I like the plastic. The plastic feels nice. It's not like super hard plastic. It's like soft plastic. You can move down this far without popping it. You can definitely move it lower, but you're going to pop it like that. So let me put these back in. Head range, not the greatest, but you can move it side to side as well. Arms, you can rotate them 360 degrees. Butterfly joints, better than Gohan, or better than the sun. And elbow joints, again, almost literally non-existent. Like your elbow will be right here instead of here where it should be. Chest swivel, can crunch up forward that far, backwards that much. Can you not focus on Gohan, please? I want to focus on Goku. Ghost Goku. Kick forward about that much, backwards this much, so perfect kicking action. And the knee joint is the same as any other 2.0 model Goku. And you don't have your butt swivel, but you have your foot swivel, rocker side to side, and your joint, which is slightly better than Gohan's. So overall, I think they are fine in terms of articulation and aesthetic. So yeah, I really don't have any issues with them, really. And especially compared to this, we have a lot of accessories for both of these. Not only this guy, but also this guy right here. So let's take a look at those real quick. Alright, so in terms of accessories, I know this is a whole different way of doing this, but there's a lot. And I did not want to take all of these out and then just have any issues with not finding them later on. So, starting off with Gohan over here, we have 3 different face sculpts. So just to bring it up closer to the actual camera, we have a smirking face sculpt, a teeth gritting face sculpt, which are honestly magnificent. They're really good overall. And last but not least, we have a Kamehameha shouting expression, which you can see that the teeth are actually sculpted in, which is great. I like that. We have 2 different Kamehameha blasts, or sort of grasping hands. 2 dead hands right here, where it's just like more relaxed hands. Kamehameha hands and Ki Blast shooting hands over here on the bottom. And then we do have the Kamehameha blast effect that other companies have done in the past, including the Demoniacal fit. So for the Ghost Goku, so he actually does come with more facial expressions, and that is because he includes a whole different head sculpt with his black hair, which honestly I have no issue with because it looks pretty good. I like it. It looks nice. So again, you can just take it off and then take off the face. That way you can swap out the faces with... Oh, don't go like that, please. No. Stay put. With a teeth gritting expression for the regular black hair face sculpt. And a shouting expression as well. I think this will be better to recreate the father-son Kamehameha. But we also have the Super Saiyan head sculpts, or face plates, with the smirking face. Again, can I get a good shot? Thank you. Smirking face. What is this one? This one is teeth gritting face. Oh, can I get it out? Thank you. Teeth gritting. And the shouting facial expression. Again, I feel like the details on this, because of the yellow, get lost a little more. Like you cannot even see the nose, but he does have a nose. So I feel like the translucent plastic, in hindsight, it works, but also kind of doesn't. Now, hand expressions: 2 Ki Blast shooting hands, 2 grasping hands, 2 fighting pose hands, 2 instant transmission hands, and 2 karate chop hands, which overall pretty good. nonetheless. Okay, so leading into my final thoughts, I think both of these figures are great, especially for the price that they are. They are only $50. A little bit more if you're buying it off AliExpress. I got it for $53, so it wasn't that expensive. And I do think that they're pretty worth it, really. If you don't have the San Diego Comic-Con exclusive Tamashii Nations 2-pack of this Gohan and the Blue Ghost Goku, I think this is a perfectly fine replacement, really. The articulation is pretty decent, very similar to Tamashii. And also, one thing with Gohan, if you have the Super Saiyan Gohan that recently that released this year, you can exchange the heads between each other, and then you can have a kit bash between a Super Saiyan Gohan with the full gi and a Super Saiyan 2, and a Super Saiyan Gohan with the tattered look. So there's that. If you want to do that, you don't have to, but you can. Now, overall, accessories wise, they're great. A lot of accessories. I think more than what the exclusive edition came with, which is great. So overall, I'm gonna give this 2-pack as a whole, I think, an 8 out of 10. And the reason for it is because, again, aesthetic wise, for the Gohan looks great. Goku not so much because of the translucent look. Accessories are great. Posability it's pretty good. And overall, just value of this double pack is beyond amazing. Again, $50 for 2 figures with so many accessories cannot be beat. So if you are looking to get a double pack of this father and son, you should definitely go probably to AliExpress and buy it from there, or 5K Toys when they actually have extra stock. But that is all the time I have for you guys today. Let me know what you guys think about this 2-pack. Does it pale in comparison with the Tamashii Nations Goku and Gohan, or is it better? I will leave that up to you. But yeah, I'll see you all in the next one. Bye-bye.